Hello, my name is Jacob Gonzalez, and today we'll be discussing Venice's trading system, its Grand Canal, and the beautiful Ca de Oro. As you already learned about the history of Venice in a previous podcast, Venice is well known for its markets trading system through the Grand Canal. All markets are located near the Grand Canal, where it's easy to unload goods and merchandise coming into the city. Venice is surrounded by a large amount of water, so naturally fishing had become the major trading product in markets. Some of Venice's unique catches that can be found in their markets are sardines, baby octopus, and clams. The Rialto Bridge is one of the earliest spots that had markets in Venice. Most of the items sold here were luxury items like spices, silk, and metalworks. Venice is a port city located in the Adriatic Sea and had the advantage to have trade routes by both land and sea. The first route was through land to the north, where travelers would leave Venice to Milan, then spread to other locations. Many merchants would try to get to the Champagne fairs to trade and buy exotic goods. Travelers would have to get over and through the Alps, which would be a dangerous route due to bandits and a hard path to go through. Another route that was taken was the Silk Road. Marco Polo, a Venice merchant, took this route and came back with famous stories from his travels through Asia that made him famously known. Marco Polo traveled past the Middle East, through Persia, and now what's considered modern-day Israel to get. The second route was through the south, where travelers needed to travel by sea with their ships through the Mediterranean Sea to get to the city like Cairo, Alexandria, and India. Throughout these trading routes, the merchants of Venice would bring many things that weren't available to them, like spices, silks, and precious metal works of art, like this fish spice holder. Any other unique items to trade back to their own market. Venice's trading routes had an advantage due to the Grand Canal connecting Venice as a whole. Boats would sail between Venice, creating a connection to the world. The Grand Canal is the main waterway entrance towards Venice, Italy, and a beautiful sight to see when you're arriving to Venice. The water follows a natural channel that traces a reverse S-course from San Marco Basilica to Santa Chiara Church, where it divides the city into two large land masses. The canal is little more than 2 miles long and between 100 and 225 feet wide. It also has an average depth of 17 feet and connects to other smaller canals throughout the city. There are a total of 150 canals running through Venice. Transportation throughout Venice mainly relies on the small boats or taxi boats due to the city having no streets or automotive transportation. Throughout the Grand Canal, there are 4 bridges that connect Venice together. These bridges are the Rialto Bridge, the Accademia Bridge, the Scalti Bridge, and the Constitutional Bridge. The Grand Canal is lined on either side by palaces, churches, hotels, and other public buildings in Romanesque, Gothic, and Renaissance styles. One of these buildings that can be found along the Grand Canal is the Ca de Oro. Ca de Oro is considered as the most significant design of the florid Gothic style along the Grand Canal. It was originally titled as Palazzo Santa Sofia, but was then changed due to the lavish polychromatic and gilded red and blue decoration of its facade, where it earned the title of Ca de Oro. It was commissioned by Marino Contarini, who was an ambitious, wealthy merchant. Ca de Oro was built by Giovanni and Bartolomeo Bon in 1442. In 1894, a Venetian nobleman named Giorgio Franchetti acquired the palazzo and thoughtfully restored it to its former splendor. His efforts led to the recovery of lost artifacts and the skillful restoration of the aesthetic and functional traditional of the palazzo. The facade of the palazzo had significant social-political purpose in Venice. Aesthetic enrichment expressed ambition in commerce, with the Venetian arch achieving notable popularity at the time as a decorative motif, particularly in prominent quarters fronting the Grand Canal. The ground level has a long atrium or loggia that is connected to a flooded portico or aquatic gate that opens the palazzo to the Grand Canal. The ground level was used as a receiving patio for the palazzo with adjacent storerooms and office. The courtyard includes and a chanting Gothic staircase. Thank you for listening to my podcast.